Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Microsoft Education webinar for AdvoTech teachers. You have joined the correct link. I'm going to give everyone just another 2 minutes to join. I had some technical issues on my side, so I started a little bit late. So we'll start at 3:10. Good afternoon, everyone. I said that I'd give everyone an opportunity just to log in and join the webinar. Welcome if it's your first webinar. It's an exciting shift towards your professional development because you joined an online session. So I just want to clarify a couple of things about this webinar. This webinar is one way. You will not be able to see any video image of me. All you'll be able to see is the presentation in front of you. The first one shows slide 1 at the moment, so you won't be able to see anything else. If you'd like to ask any questions, you can start doing so now. You'll see on the right-hand side of your screen is a Q&A, and you're welcome to drop your questions there. When you do so, please also identify your name as well as your school name. We'd like to know who we're talking to as well. So if you could do that throughout the broadcast, and then I'll happily answer your questions towards the end. Right, so this is the second webinar for the year, and for this particular webinar, we're going to focus on the following. We're going to look at the MIE applications. How do you go about applying? What does it mean? We're going to look at Microsoft Schools and the application thereof as well. And then lastly, we'll end off with the Q&A session where you can ask me questions. Right, so let's get started. Now, in your development journey, the Microsoft Innovative Educator is where you would earn 1,000 points on the Microsoft Educator community. So lots of people confuse the two. So an MIE is a Microsoft Innovative Educator. And that's when you log into the MEC for the first time and you earn 250 points. Or you would also earn points for doing a course on Sway or Microsoft Forms or OneNote, etc. And once you've got 1,000 points, you will then you'll be a certified MIE. Do not confuse it with being an MIE expert though. An MIE expert is through a self-application process, which I'll explain in a moment. Right. So there are 2 tiers in your professional development journey. The first one is to be an MIE, to get 1,000 points. And the way in which you get 1,000 points is all different. You could join a Skype session with another school. You could do a OneNote course. You could do a Sway course, etc. And that will then give you maybe 500 points, and you'll get 250 points for signing up on the educator community as well. And maybe you have to do another course as well, and that will take you over 1,000 points. Right, so then you'll be a certified MIE. Now, the MIE Expert program are those champions at each and every school at AdvoTech that have been identified as the people who are going to take this project forward. So you are going to become the go-to person. You're going to make sure that everyone is on track. You would then communicate through a webinar like this, for example, if people wanted to find out more information and so forth as well. So your role is invaluable. These champions are really, like I said, the success of this project will really depend on our MIE experts. So what is an MIE expert? It's a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert. So you've been on this journey for quite some time. Maybe you're comfortable using Microsoft tools already. Maybe you're very inquisitive and you'd like to learn more and so forth as well. And you're really passionate about integrating technology into your classroom. So that would be an MIE expert. So each school needs to identify at least 2 MIE experts. I say at least 2, but you can have a whole lot more, right? Depending on the size of your staff and so forth as well. So this MIE expert then gets invited to webinars like this. They will also attend a face-to-face training with myself and Megan Rademacher as well. And at that session, we'll go through all the best practice around your professional development as well. So you can see the MIE Expert program is really going to drive these sessions and drive this project going forward. Now, once you've created a video, so in this video, you're going to showcase your best work. How are you using Microsoft technologies in your classroom? So maybe you're using Sway to present a lesson, or maybe you're using forms to do a self-mark assessment in your class, or maybe you're creating videos with PowerPoint, or so you're doing various things. So you could then showcase this in a video. You could either do a video, or you could submit to Sway as well. And the link I've indicated there on the slide is aka.ms/MIE Expert SA. So that's the link you're going to use to submit your application. Once you submit an application, we will then send you an email and let you know, evaluate your Sway or your video and let you know if your application has been successful or not, right? So the process is simple. You create some to showcase the work that you're doing in your classroom, right? You submit it on this form, this MIE Expert SA form, and then we will give you feedback based on your submission as well. So the MIEs are those people that are really going to drive this project going forward, right? So that's what the MIE program is. Next, I want to show you what this form is going to look like and the kinds of things that you are going to expect to answer in this form. So this is just a snapshot of what the form looks like, right? So it gives you some instructions and it tells you what the required fields are, and obviously you have your name, your school, your province, and that kind of thing. But there will be a placeholder for you to insert the name of your Sway or the link to your Sway or the link to your video, etc. And that information needs to be inserted into the form as well. You also need to describe why you consider yourself to be an expert as well. So you write a couple of lines about what you've done in technology in your classroom successfully and so forth as well. So that's a whole application form. So you're welcome to go and explore that link and see the kinds of questions that we ask you, so you know what to work towards, so you can prepare your application going forward. Now this MIE self-nomination form, like I said, it will be open until almost the 3rd week of April. That's when you are supposed to submit. I would really say get started as soon as possible. All this information is also in the newsletters that has been sent to your school, to your principals as well as your deputies. So if you haven't got that information yet, please ask them for the information so that you're on track with this project. Right, so that's the MIE application process. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Microsoft Schools application. Now, a Microsoft Schools application is really about a school starting the ICT journey. So The school has decided to take on Microsoft in a big way, use Microsoft tools in their classroom. Learners are going to be using it and so forth. So essentially that is what a Microsoft school is. Now, when you complete the form once again, you'll receive assets, for example, like a Microsoft badge, which you can see in the top left corner of my deck. And you'll get like an email signature, all those kinds of things to brand your school as a Microsoft school. Essentially, you're being identified as a school that is starting this journey, but also starting to implement a lot of the Microsoft technologies within the classroom as well. So why do you need to join the Microsoft Schools program? Yes, you get to connect with the leaders across the globe. You get assets and so forth that you can amplify your status, and you can be recognized for innovation, and you can also leverage marketing materials, like I said, the assets that we'll share with you as well. Now, in this process, you will complete out another form. So the link is aka.ms/. The rest of this information is in capital letters. M is school. School starts with a capital S, for a dash, and then a capital A. Right, so you can see the link up there, and I'm going to show you what that form looks like, just a snapshot in a moment. So there you're going to complete your school's details and so forth as well, in order for you to apply to be a Microsoft school. And each Advotech school needs to do this. What I would recommend you do, you choose one person to do this registration, like a deputy head, maybe the MIE champions could do this as well, or the MIE experts could do this as well. So identify one person at your school that could be able to fill out this registration form as well, but it must be completed as well. Right, so that's the Microsoft Schools overview. Let's see what the form looks like. Right, so that's just a snapshot of the form. Once again, it will give you a whole lot of instructions on the form, and you'll fill out details like what is your school's name, where you're based, like which province are you based, and so forth as well. We'll also ask you questions like what are your favorite tools, or what are the most used Microsoft tools at your school, what is your school website if you have one, and so forth as well. So all that details are going to be completed on the Microsoft School application form. Right, so this is where we start the Q&A section of the webinar. I'm just going to open up my Q&A and just see if you've got any questions. Yeah, I don't see any questions from anyone. But just to recap, I'm just going to go back to that overview slide. But the Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert applications, that needs to be done by each school. You've got to identify at least 2 champions that are going to apply to be experts. Right? Remember, there's a difference between an MIE and an MIE or an MIE expert, right? An MIE, you've got to earn 1,000 points by doing courses on the Microsoft Educator community, and an MIE expert needs to do a self-nomination application using the link aka.ms/MIE expert. But each school needs to do or have at least 2 MIE experts at their school. That's an overview of the MIE expert, and then I'm going to finish off with an overview of the Microsoft Schools application. So you starting your journey as a Microsoft School, You will then complete this form with all your school's information as well. And that will be your access to all the assets as a Microsoft School to use it in your marketing materials and so forth as well. Going to just have a look again if there aren't any questions. Okay, so I see someone says here they've forgotten how to register and how they get points. So I'm going to reply in an audible fashion, and then I'll reply to your question as well. So when you registered on the Microsoft Educator community, the first thing that you would have done is you would have clicked on sign in, not join now, right? Lots of people make that mistake. You sign in, and you sign in with your school email address and your password. You choose the option Office 365. So just ignore all the other options. Otherwise, Advotech and Microsoft will not be able to track your journey and your progress. We want to be able to see how many badges and points and so forth you've accumulated. So make sure that when you choose sign in, the next option would be Office 365. Sign in with your school email address and password, and that's the way to go. When you click on that, you then identify the first course that you'd like to do based on the online learning pathway. The online learning pathway was shared with you. It's in a PDF format, and it's got different courses from beginner to advanced level. And then you'd identify the first course you want to do in the beginner level. Maybe you're very digital savvy and so forth. So maybe you just want to go directly to the quiz in the Microsoft Educator community and then answer those questions in the quiz. And that's how you would accumulate points on the Microsoft Educator community. If you want to just see how many points you currently have, you would click on your profile picture and then you go to achievements. And under achievements, there's a whole list of things that you can look at. You can see how many badges you've got, certifications, number of points you've got, etc. Right, so I hope I've answered your question. Okay, I've got another question. When in 2018 is the Intro to Story Remix going to be available? Yeah, I love Story Remix. So Story Remix should be available soon to everyone. I have access to it already. If you did go onto the Microsoft Educator community, you could have signed up for the initial version and you could have started playing around with it. There's a link on the last newsletter on the Story Remix button. Or you could also go into the Microsoft Educator community and just do a search for Story Remix. There's a sign up option if you'd like to start exploring Story Remix in the meantime. And you'll find that on the Microsoft Educator community or in the very first newsletter that was emailed to schools as well. So Story Remix, you can start playing around with it and sign up for the initial version. Okay, please just give me the, okay, so I think you're asking for the URL for the Microsoft Educator community. So I'm just going to say that out aloud. So in order for you to get onto the Microsoft Educator community, let me just post it as well. I like the abbreviated URL. It's aka.ms, this is all lowercase, /MECSA. And I've just sent it to everyone, so if you're on the Q&A, you should be able to see it now. aka.ms/MECSA, that's all lowercase. So that's where you start your professional journey. And remember, when you sign in, remember not join now, you click on the sign in option. You select Office 365, and then you type in your school email address and your password. And that's how you join the Microsoft Educator community. Any other questions? Okay, I don't see any more questions coming through. So if you've joined today, I'm very pleased that you have, because we've got another one coming up next week as well. So please make sure that you join the next week's webinar. You'll get the link in the email that will be sent out to schools by tomorrow morning. So there'll be another newsletter emailed to your principals. If you don't receive it, please ask your principal or your deputy for that email. Advotech head office will send it to your school principals, and you'll get the link for the webinar that's happening next week, Monday. And it starts exactly the same time. All the webinars will start at 3 o'clock. And then what we'll do as well, then we'll talk about how you can also earn SACE points and so forth. That would be the topic for next week. But what we can do as well, we'll have a nice Q&A session as well next week, where I can also respond to any questions that you may have. Okay, I'm just checking. I see Quentin from Marigon, Rensick. Do you have a question, Quentin? Is there anything that you wanted to ask me? And these Q&A sessions, I hope you find helpful, because anything that you're struggling with, we'll cover a general Q&A. It doesn't matter what topic the webinar was specifically designed for. It doesn't matter. We will answer any questions during the Q&A session. Okay, I don't see any more questions from Quentin. Right, everyone, I'm going to finish off the webinar there. All the best with your professional development journey. Like I said, if you haven't received any communication, first ask your principal. They should be sending that information to all teachers at the school, right? You should have received 3 newsletters by now. What Advotech head office is going to do, either later this afternoon or latest tomorrow, the 20th of Feb, they will then communicate all the past newsletters. If you've missed out on any of the newsletters, by tomorrow morning, you'll receive all the newsletters. Once again, it will only be sent to your principals or your deputies. Please ask them for that information. And those newsletters will include everything that you need to do. How to sign up on the Microsoft Educator community, how to earn points, how to earn badges, what is an MIE Expert, and how do you sign up to be an MIE Expert, etc. So all that information is contained in those newsletters. The newsletters are very, very important for you to make sure that you're on track in terms of this journey. I will be here to support you, and I look forward to spending some more time with you next week. Like I said, next week, Monday, we will have another session, and that session will focus specifically on how do you earn SACE, the professional development points for SACE. Right, everyone, have a good afternoon. Goodbye.